Okay, so we're at nice round on the front extension of the carport. I asked about whether there's going to be a fill-in of the triangle there and the triangle there, and the answer was no. There's enough overlap apparently that they reckon that's not necessary. So we'll see. In the what I thought was the office, there's actually another motor in there with another machine, which I'm not sure what the machine does, but I can see now there's not going to be windows. There's going to be nice secure grills, so it'll be well ventilated at least. I'll stop to wait for the grinding to finish and then go and have a look at what the current state of play is inside. I'm not waiting for the grinding to finish. We're building a bit of a frame there, and Azra wants my reciprocating saw, so I shall go and get that and return. Putting down a foundation for the concrete in the back there, but not reinforcement. That's broken up tile that has been pounded down into the mud. It isn't going to be concrete that I want to drive a vehicle across, but should be adequate for walking around on. Looks like we're doing an extended hopper for the rice polisher. I've suggested that power winch on a rail or a beam to be able to pick up things for either hopper. We'll see. And the flashes of light of the welder behind me where they're welding up nice grills for the windows. Divider's starting to get impatient. Wants this job over. It's been dragging on for too long. I might need to give a hand with the hang on. My sander is not working. Do they have not had power? More sand, more gravel, more concrete. Yes, we're not riding any motor scooters or trucks down this particular road for a little while. So there'll be a few hands at it with wheelbarrows now. Well, we've got some nicely painted security grills installed and some tiles on the front porch. More grills being painted and constructed. I'm not sure I can get to a doorway to have a look inside at the moment. I'll give it a go. It was a wet place. There's more rainfall overnight. So Dadang's bailing out the concrete mixing pit while they mix some concrete external to the pit. At least that gives them a water supply without having to pump water out of the well. Tiling on the front porch was continuing. Looks pretty nice. The grills for the what I thought was the office there, but it's an auxiliary machine room. That's done. Presumably there's going to be one for the doorway hung as well. Electrics have started going in, so there's a cable across here now that goes across to a power meter, which is just above that trestle. And the concrete they're mixing at the moment appears to be for the carport. I shall see if I can go and look inside without stepping on anybody's work. Okay, so we have a nice concrete floor inside now. In the back section there, there's more work to be done in terms of pumping up a water pump on each of these motors to take the water from that tank in the back corner. It's basically a cooling tank. We're still framing up extra extra hopper space for the machines. I need to hunt down to see where some of my extra tools have disappeared to. We'll walk about. Morning. Morning. Those two pipes at the bottom of the water tub there are for the water lines to the motors. So somewhere around here there is an SDS keyless chuck, a 4-hammer, and my level. So there's my water now. We've got electrical cables inside now. So we may actually have live power points. I'll have to see what Ezra wants in the way of light globes, because they have a lot of LED light globes and a lot of non-LED light globes that I can sacrifice to the cause. Continues the pace. So the tree on the corner was finally taken down yesterday afternoon. Made quite a wallop on the ground when it came down. Didn't crack the concrete though, which is surprising. The concrete in the carport has been finished by the look of it. Not sure what those timbers are being planed for, but you can see we have all the grills in the windows there now. Looks like that's a white security door over there that might be going to go in that doorway. Given there is more tile being broken up on the ground out there, that kind of indicates that's going to get concreted too. Go and have a look at what's in. Oh, we've got front doors on now as well. There's a side door, and the electric lights are connected, and that planer is damn noisy. Okay, I shall wander in. Standard hopper was built for the rice polisher. Looks like the same thing done for this other thing, and steps up to a platform to stand on so that the operators can feed that appropriately. We've got power board on the wall, but no power to it yet. There's a feature I hadn't noticed. They got decorative with the end gable. That indicates to me that that's going to remain open. Well, the top part at least. The lower part with just the straight horizontals, that might get filled in with a bit of cement board or something. But that top part at least is going to remain open. So that'll help provide ventilation for the motors if they don't put the exhaust out through the wall behind them, which was noted as a possibility. Looking very pretty. Well, let's see what happens later in the day or tomorrow. Well, the rice factory is largely finished now, on the outside at least. We have a concreted front patio, I guess. So it's concrete all the way out to this original road. The doors have gone on the front office, which I thought was an office, but it's not. It's actually an ancillary machine room for a machine which I don't understand. What's my fan doing there? I think I'll take that home again. It's probably locked up at the moment. I need to take more measurements because I've been putting all the measurements into a computer model. I actually spent 2 days building it, and then I discovered that I'd earlier introduced a flaw which was uncorrectable. So I threw away 2 days' work and started again from scratch. So I've got measurements to take. I'll take measurements of that door. Let's see whether it's unlocked. No, it's locked. Well, inside you can see there's it's really cleaned up. But yeah, I'll have to come back later. I've got to get measurements for that window over the far side. I've got the width and height, but I didn't have its offset from the end wall and height above the floor. So that was a bit of an oversight. Yeah, the details for machinery, I haven't got those in my model yet. Yeah. But I will take my fan back. That shouldn't be here. But yeah, it's coming along. Almost done. This is the computer model I've generated. Now, this is version 2. Version 1, I managed to corrupt something so that some of the walls that are supposed to be flat planes, while they appeared flat, were actually made up of a hell of a lot of different triangles where something had been distorted out of the plane, point had been pushed or pulled. That makes a hell of a mess, and it's impossible to fix. So after 2 days of working on that and discovering that I'd made a huge blue somewhere earlier, I basically had to bite the bullet and scrap that, throw it all away and start again from scratch to build this one. The only thing I did wrong with this one so far is I got the axes screwed up, so that if I try and do a rotate, it rotates okay that way, but if I try and pan, it rotates around the blue axis instead. So I think I might have got my red, blue and green axes wrong, so it's probably upside down or something. Like if I turn it upside down entirely, maybe it'll work better, or not. Now, so I'm inclined to think I'm going to have fun with this, trying to do what I want, whenever I want to rotate my diagram. There are ways and means of getting this to cooperate, but you have to use the control key on the keyboard. If I hold down the control key and then drag left, it will then pan more successfully. So you can see I've got most of the structure in there. What I'm missing at this point is there is a sloping piece that goes across the back of that toilet there to that wall. There is now the new doorway, sorry, new door installed in that doorway, closing that down to something smaller. Here we go again. Hang on, I'm going to get it back to nearly horizontal, then press down control key and pan. Okay. So over on this wall over here, there's a window, which I have the width and height of, but I neglected to record how far it was from the end wall and how far from the floor. So it's locked at the moment, or I'll get that. Then there's, of course, there's the machinery sitting in there. So there's the two engines over here, the 23 horsepower one and the smaller one. Those are both water cooled. So they will have little centrifugal pumps attached to them via belts, and there's a couple of pipes out of the bottom of this water tub over here. That's actually a water cooling reservoir. The motor on the unit in this front room here, that just has its own little internal tank on top. So I think the idea is that it keeps heating the water until it all evaporates, so it cannot exceed 100 degrees C, because it's not a pressurised system like your car. So the maximum temperature that the engine will achieve is 100 C. It's not going to boil that water off in a long time. So that's about as much. There we go. I didn't do the control key first. That's about as much as I can do on that at the moment. Other than if I stand outside, I might be able to calculate the angle of the roof in order to establish what that gable angle is up there. Not that enthused. I'll do that later. But yes, that's what I spent a day recreating after throwing away 2 days' work. So I did better the second time, faster, as you can see. The drawing program I'm using doesn't make some things easy, like I don't really have the ability to do the diagonal grill, heavy metal grill for this thing, but the program actually does contain chain link fencing, so okay, I put chain link there, that'll work. The tile patterns don't match the tile patterns that are actually in use, but I'm just signifying that yes, there are tiles there. And I haven't put the doors on. I'm not a great fan of putting the doors on, because that just hides what's behind them. Just like I'm not going to put a roof on, because that just hides what's underneath. You can't get at it easily. What I will do is expand the forecourt here, which is now concrete, and put in the well, and back there I'll put in the septic tank, although the top of that is actually below the baseline height at the base of the wall there. So I'm not quite sure what's happening in the backyard, whether that's going to get filled up or not. Yeah, so there is more work to be done yet on this, but it's damn near done. So I think the next video I'll actually show the thing in operation, which I'm sure will be a noisy process. But that's it for this episode.